The NFL regular season is finally over, and the Raiders came out on top in terms of who has the number one overall pick. And with that being said, I do think they'd be a fun team to rebuild. They do have some pieces, but they do have some pieces that could be potentially traded away, especially with the drama with Max Crosby at the end of the year. But I'm curious to see what I can do. I want to try to turn this team around with us having the number one overall pick. And we're just going to jump straight into this. All right, so we're getting to the point where we can look at this team. This team is bad. Trey Tucker, number one wide receiver. Brock Bowers. Deontay Thornton, or Dante Thornton, I had hoped for in real life. Jack Beck. Trey Tucker, Tyler Lockett. Gino, Genti, Bowers. I mean, just a very interesting team overall. I do need to adjust this, and apparently Max Crosby's hurt. Gonna make some adjustments to how this team looks in terms of our personnel, and we will recap once I've made those changes. With my offense kind of rehashed a little bit, this is kind of what it's supposed to look like under my vision. Move this to a 4-3. Crosby being out kind of doesn't help us, but we're just going to move straight into this. We have the number one overall pick. I'm going to be using a draft class from, I'm using roster by Sports Gaming Roster, or rosters, whichever it is. Sitting here in Pro Bowl week, I do kind of just want to see if we have anybody here. I kind of doubt it. Maybe I maybe had some hope for, we have Crosby. I had a little hope for Genti. Oh well. We have some players, somebody we want to recognize. Is this going to be important at all? Just saw your message as I was walking by, seeing everybody celebrating. I don't know who this is referring to. Oh, we just complimented Gino? Oh, yikes. We can check out the Super Bowl. Who's in it? The Steelers and the Seahawks. That's certainly interesting. Patriots make it to the AFC Championship, lose by 3. Steelers beat the Jags. Honestly, I mean, this isn't really how it's playing out in real life, this seeding, I don't think. Because the Broncos should have the number 1 seed. Not sure what happened there. But Seahawks and take their easy way up. I'm honestly... Did the Buccaneers make the playoffs in real life? Did I mess something up? Carolina should have been in for... Oh, well. It doesn't, that doesn't ultimately matter. More so matters what we do, not about everything else. Do we get any dev trait upgrades for this? Doesn't look like it preliminarily. Yeah, nothing. Maybe Isaiah Polamau. Yeah, Isaiah Polamau got something, but all right, we're going to move over to free agency. All right, we're at the point where we can re-sign our players. Eric Stokes, I wouldn't mind keeping you. It's just a piece. Perfect. Jamal Adams can walk. Parham, you can walk. Tyree Wilson. Free agencies here. And in terms of holes that I want to fill on this team... oh, looks like Alex Kappa maybe went up. I'm not too sure there. Definitely want to upgrade a quarterback, maybe find a receiver if we can. Offensive line wouldn't be a bad idea. And then anything on defenses would be an upgrade. So let's see what this class has for us. Number 1 player is a kicker. That's lovely. Top 2 out of the top 5 positions are kicker. Quarterback, Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson's kind of tempting, but I'm going to go that way. Don't really need a running back. Receiver-wise, anything really stands out? Christian Kirk's available. Tutu Atwell. Nothing that exceedingly upgrades us off the rip. Offensive line... Gonna look for an upgrade here at all. Anything in the interior that could help us out? Jordan Meredith, we could bring back. Is there a piece like this we could give a shot to? Anything better? I'm gonna give this. No, Evan Neal's a year younger. Let's offer him a 2-year deal. Let's see if he. Where does that put us on his board? Number one offer for him, right tackle. Nothing particularly that I'm interested in. Hassan Reddick is interested in us. Defensive tackle. Is there a young piece at all that wants to come to us? We'll take Sebastian Joseph Day on a 1-year deal just to try and make us a little bit better up front. I don't imagine there's going to be anybody super young that's going to be nice to bring. Sure, why not? Let's throw Larry Ogunjobi a bone as well. Right edge. Nobody that I'm particularly interested in. No. He's kind of old, but Cody Barton is going to be somebody I target. And then lastly, I want to try and find somebody for our secondary here. Is there anybody that's kind of outstanding here? Dane Belton would be a younger piece. Nobody that really stands out is like a younger player. Regardless, let's try and get a piece that's just actually an upgrade. Darius Washington, Jalen Hawkins. Let's grab this guy on. Yeah, we'll take a 3-year deal, just to kind of plug up some of the holes on our. Shit. Well, let's figure out who we got. My signings. We got everybody but the corner. Let's see who else is still available. Again, secondary help I'm gonna take all day. We've got a ton of cap room to spend. And you know, we will bring in Jalen Hawkins for a 2-year kind of bridge deal. Anything else I should really pay attention to? You know what? We're just gonna try to get these 2 guys, and we do get them. And with those additions, I think that's gonna be it for my activity in free agency. I'm not gonna mess around with trading too much. I do feel like we got some upgrades. Definitely gonna be looking at wide receiver in this draft. Offensive line. I mean, I know we grabbed Evan Neal, but Evan Neal, you are going to be moving over to left guard for the time being. And the main star of this show is going to be our first overall pick. You can tell by the title we are going to be taking Fernando Mendoza. Maybe I should grab some more linebackers. Yeah, I'm going to grab some more linebackers real quick. Went ahead and just picked up some veteran depth in free agency just for a linebacker core. Serviceable, not really anything too special. And I think we're good to head to the draft. How do the Titans have the number 1 overall pick? Oh. Maybe we won't end up with Mendoza. I mean, I'm not going to play with any theatrics. I'm just going to go straight to our pick. And Jeremiah Love is the number 1 overall pick. Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore both go in front of us. That kind of puts a whole wrench in my plan because I was going to take the best quarterback available. Ty Simpson is here. But that really throws a wrench in this plan. I guess I could always grab a quarterback in a future year. And I mean, in that case, I'm probably going to take Jordan Tyson. I just thought about it. Where's the wide receiver out of Ohio State? What's best player available? As much as I'd love to take a wide receiver, I'd kind of be okay with being bad again and taking somebody like Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain. Or even Peter Woods. How does talent look down the board? I feel like in this position, I was going to take a quarterback. I need to kind of explore my offers to trade down. And let's see what I can get. You know what? I want to have fun. We're probably going to be bad again next year. I'm going to take Ruben Bain to pair up with Max Crosby. He's the number 6 player in the draft. Drafted him at 4. I'm okay with this. And let's see what the next couple picks are going to be. Arvell Reese goes to the Giants. Peter Woods goes to the Commanders. All right. I'm good from here. We'll pair up Ruben Bain. Ty Simpson goes at 7. Jordan Tyson goes at the top of the 3rd. With Carnell Tate and Malachi Lemon going shortly after. Who all is still available here? I'm looking at these wide receivers for a little bit, and I do kind of think that the best overall option is Denzel Boston. So that is going to hopefully be our number 1 wide receiver moving forward. Number 47 in the class, we take at 36. In the 3rd round, I'm going to be real, I'm starting to not know who some of these players are. Diego Pavia out of Vanderbilt is kind of tempting. And you know what? If I am going to take a quarterback, it probably will be my Clemson bias, Cade Klubnik. I'm just going to see if there's anybody else I recognize on this list. If not, I will probably just see what's best player available. Ultimately, I do think we need a corner. Let's go ahead and take the corner here. 82nd in true value, drafted him at 68. I'm not going to complain too much here. I'm going to go ahead and take a quarterback in the 4th round and kind of see how the rest of our draft shakes up. I'm not a big fan of these realistic draft classes, in all honesty, but we'll manage. In terms of the quarterbacks, I really do want to take Klubnik here, if I'm being honest. But Drew Aller being 22 years old as well, he's probably going to be better. Let's draft him. He is a reach and a half, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the draft. If you couldn't tell, my plans were really thrown for a loop once I didn't get Mendoza. But we're going to salvage it from here. I'm not too worried. So looking at our draft, we do get some pretty strong pieces. Ruben Bain is 78 overall. Denzel Boston 74. Chandler Rivers is 72. Drew Aller being a 66 does kind of suck. Calvin Holman Jr. being a 71 is nice. Same thing with Jeremiah Cooper. Just for entertainment's sake, what overall is Mendoza? All right, so there were a lot of strong overalls in this class. And Mendoza's a 73. We can live with that. I'm not going to get too bent out of shape over this. But let's go and hop into the preseason and let's get our 2026 season rolling. I do kind of want to set up my roster now just to kind of take a look at everything. Does Drew Aller even have a dev trait? He does not. Cam Miller, we are just going to cut you off the rip. Running back room, fine with that. Receiver room, let's trim down. Let's get rid of Brendan Rice. And then 3, we can get rid of Philip Dorsett. I've gotten the roster trimmed down a little bit in terms of what everything is going to look like. Wide receiver wise, I do want Dante Thornton to be our wide receiver 1. Jack Beck will probably get buried down the depth chart a little bit. That's probably going to be our wide receiver core. Offensive line wise, I would like Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant starting over the others. Tyree Wilson, I want Ruben Bain over you. Yeah, in terms of our secondary, not really changing too much around. Gonna run through training camp real quick. I am going to do this with Drew Aller in the event that he does develop. He'll probably be our starter for this year as well. It's not the worst case scenario if we have a high pick again, if I'm being honest. But this really isn't going how I wanted it to go, and I kind of like that, if I'm being honest. I'm probably going to do a multitude of rebuilds, all of them probably in the order of the draft. At least that's how I'm going to intend it to be. But obviously I wasn't able to get it exactly right just with how this was going, but I'm interested in making content again. It's where you're seeing all of this, and hopefully I have fun with it. I want to keep the editing cycle going, and we see some good content come out of it. I don't think I'm gonna get gold. I'm not gonna put a super huge emphasis on getting gold, even though I probably should. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not stressing about it. Got gold with Genty, but I do find that running back one kind of boring, so I figured I'd cut that one out for you guys. Receiving wise, I do want to be using this rookie Denzel Boston. I do want to see if he can provide the help that this receiving room is going to need long term. In terms of everything, I'm kind of open ears. I'm going to see how the games stack up, and potentially we'll adjust our depth chart as we go and see how we progress. Ideally, I want this team in a winning position by like year 3, which obviously us not getting a quarterback year 1 doesn't help us out, but we can maybe Drew Aller does something. Who knows? We won't know until we try it out. Getting silver there is brutal, but I don't whatever. Got a long way to go. We went 0-3 in the preseason, and I want to see what does this draft have for us. Wide receiver, corner, and left tackle. Do we have any quarterbacks in this draft at all? Because that's ultimately what I'm going to be looking for. We got a couple day one guys. That is what's our national scout is going to be. I'm going to go ahead and work on grabbing all of these, and I will update you momentarily. Got our scouts all picked out, definitely focusing on quarterback, and then all around from there, just looking to make our offense better. Or making it both sides of the ball better, looking at offensive and defensive linemen. Just want to make sure everything is all set up, which looks like it. And we'll see you at the midseason mark, unless anything interesting pops up. At the midseason mark, we are 1-6. Definitely not great for us. Let's see what we have to do. Critical game this week. What are you seeing in the film? I'm gonna kind of disregard all this. I thought this would be more important. A lot of these scenarios are a little boring. Okay, yep. Eric Stokes, you're gonna be a beast. I want to see what's kind of contributing to us being 1-6. Drew Aller 10 for 8 isn't bad. Ashton Genty's not getting involved. That's disheartening. Dante Thornton is doing okay. This doesn't seem like we're producing on offense. We are allowing a lot of sacks. That's not what we want to see. And we're not getting any sacks either. What is going on? Our defense is not producing. Not sure what it is. We're 16th in offense. And we're 23rd in defense. We've been pretty bad. We're going to see how we can cap off this season, but I'm not, based off how this is going, I'm thinking we're probably going to end up with this #1 overall pick. Not so shockingly, we did bad. We finished 2-15. That's not good. We're going to look into this in a second. Taking a look at our offense, we had the worst offense in the NFL and one of the worst defenses. Passing wise, 20 for 15. Not a great day for, not a great year for Drew Allergenti. Was not able to do anything. Denzel Boston, 1,000-yard receiver. Receiving core did seemingly okay. Offensive line, it was absolutely horrendous. Defensively, Max Crosby did finish with 14.5 sacks from being 7 sacks. We'll take that. But that was definitely not our best performance. Let's see how everything played out. See if we had anybody make the Pro Bowl. So far not seeing anybody. This doesn't necessarily shock me. Crosby makes it. That appears to be it from us. Giants and the Bills in the Super Bowl. What was this playoff bracket overall? Denver makes it back. The Titans, year 2 Cam Ward makes it to the AFC Championship. Giants with the 1 seed. So 15-2. That certainly was not us. We are going to hope to rebound in this offseason. And it seems like our message is pretty clear. We need to build up this offense and defense. I mean, we're just a bad team. Maybe we can get a better quarterback. Maybe we stick with Drew Aller again. But we definitely need to get better, and we need to get better sooner rather than later. The players ready to negotiate. We are going to accept Brock Bowers' 5th-year option. Jeremy Chin, I do want to keep you. A 4-year deal, don't love, but it's better than nothing. Ogunjobi, Kappa, all of these guys. All these guys I'm ultimately good with going. Staff improvement. We need to continue making our offensive line better. We're going to jump over to free agency. Let's see who we can get. Well, this class is already way better than last year. I can tell you that much. Let's go through everything piece by piece. Mac Jones, best quarterback in free agency. Anthony Richardson makes his return. I don't hate the idea of actually having a fullback. And you know what? I love the idea so much. We're going to offer him a 7-year deal. Yes, in the first week of free agency. A lot of wide receivers here. Do I want to go out and spend some big money on somebody like Quentin Johnston or Zay Flowers? Let's see if Quentin Johnston will take that contract. We're not the leaders for him, which that doesn't necessarily surprise me. Offensive line, I want to upgrade. I'm willing to spend money. And we are going to try and get somebody in here. Jaden Roberts, don't know who you are. But you look like someone we could develop. I'm going to offer you some big money to come here. Maybe let's try and get Broderick Jones in here as well. I mean, ultimately we need help. That's kind of the name of the game. We've got 4 offers out already. I want to take a look and see if there's anybody else we should try and look out for. I'm not really seeing a whole lot that can make us better on defense. Maybe I will double around and look at offense again. Quentin Johnson, definitely interested in. I guess I need a new backup tight end. Let's spend some money this offseason. Let's see who we can get. And we are going to see we only get a fullback and Broderick Jones. We don't get Darnell Washington yet, but we don't get Quentin Johnston or the other guy. Trey Tucker doesn't have any interest in coming to us. I'm going to give Diami Brown a contract just to kind of fill the position. Maybe we'll throw something out on Tyler Steen as well, just to kind of see what we can get. All right, we went ahead and got some players, 2 offensive linemen, Darnell Washington, Diami Brown, Drew Tranquil, and CJ Donaldson. I'm curious to see how this is going to affect our lineup. And I'm happy with this. I just need Genty to be developing. Tyquan Thornton will still probably sit above everybody just for development's sake, but built up this linebacker core a little bit. Definitely need a defensive tackle. Let's go and head to the draft. I haven't seen anything with this draft, but it also does not surprise me that we do have the #1 overall pick. And I'm not going to mess around. I do want us to take a quarterback. Hopefully there's not one that's total trash. Looking at all of these guys, I do think everybody's going to go early. I'm just going to go ahead and take the quarterback that looks like the best. 50th in true value and took him at 1. That's not what I love to see. Not going to... I mean, it seems like he's going to be a high overall, like A awareness. He's probably going to be in the 70s at the least. Now let's see what else we can find here in this draft. I'm going to end up trading back with the Bills. I know I'm not getting anything for this year, but ultimately, I hate the way that this game's draft system works, because I feel like I know nothing about some of these players, even though I've scouted. I put multiple scouts on the same position, and I really don't know anything. In terms of what we need, I know I need a defensive tackle. I need a defensive tackle badly, and the guy I was going to take is still here, so I am going to draft him. Let's hope that he's good. Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. I'm a little rusty when it comes to all of this, but I think our plan is going to be to trade away again. Can I get some decent stuff here? I'm going to take this Chargers 3rd round pick, and I am just going to go to the end of the draft. Quarterback we took is a 74 overall. The defensive tackle we took is a 62. That's not awesome. But we'll take a 74 overall quarterback here. And then let's get to week 1 of the preseason and let's get everything set up. I'm going to look at this QB situation. Drew Aller got up to a 78 overall last season. Guess I really should have looked at this when grabbing a quarterback. Quarterback does have hidden development, so our ceiling should be a lot higher. Back to training camp. I mean, kind of wishing I would have realized the whole Drew Aller thing, because maybe he could have been our guy, but I don't regret the decision I made. It's my first rebuild in a while, so not going to be perfect. So, but hopefully this quarterback will prove to be the right decision, and we can develop this team and maybe even trade Drew Aller for a high pick. We will have to see, but I am excited hopefully our offense can be a little bit better with ideally a better offensive line. Maybe we can get a couple more wins under our belt. Definitely need to become better on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like offensive line always can be better, but let's see what we can do. We get silver. We went 0-3 in the preseason yet again. And in terms of scouts, looks like this is an actual quarterback class, or at least two of the guys are quarterbacks. Let's see what we can do in terms of... We're at week 8 of year 1, or year 2, and we're 3-4 going into the bye. Well, I guess we have the Steelers first, but we have a running back breakout going into this game. I'm intrigued to see. Genty's our top weapon. Let's do something easy. Rookie OTAs. What's this from? Oh. Don't know why we're getting this now. But I'm excited to see what our stats are looking like. Gonna be prioritizing defensive tackle in this draft. But regardless, let's take a look at the stats. Tyrone Ellis, 20-4. And Genty's already looking better at the midway point. Denzel Boston is just absolutely running away with this offense. I wouldn't mind trying to get Dante Thornton Jr. involved. And what's our offensive line look like this time around? A lot better. Seems like everybody I want to be playing is playing. Same thing as last year. Our team's not really getting sacks or interceptions. Second offense in the NFL. And the 32nd defense. So we definitely know our offense is trending in the right direction. Went ahead and simmed all the way to the playoffs, and to my surprise, we're in it. We are 10-7 here in year 2, and I'm very intrigued. 4,300 yards for Tyrone Ellis, 40 TDs, 13 INTs. Rushing wise, Genty almost 1,200 yards, 13 TDs. And our number 1 wide receiver, Denzel Boston, with 105 catches, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. That is a ridiculous year for him. Diami Brown proving to be a good number 2 option. Offensive line didn't really hold up its stature that it had, but was still pretty good nonetheless. Defensively, Ruben Bain led the way in sacks. Drew Tranquil, 4 picks. Not awesome defensively. Our 5th overall offense, what was our defense? 25th. I'm not going to hop into this wild card game just yet. We are just going to sim it. I don't have too high of expectations for us. But let's see if we'll beat the Chargers here. We move on to the divisional round against the 10-7 Titans. I mean, if we make it to the conference championship, maybe I'll hop in. I don't imagine we will. And we lose a heartbreaker, 31-29. We lose. We have a playoff pick. Wonder where the Bills finished. Okay, the Bills are okay. So we're gonna have 2 late round picks, which that's fine. And let's see which of our players made the Pro Bowl. Player recognition. Just saw your message. Let me actually read this full thing and see what this actually is. Seeing everybody celebrating this week, I was looking back at all the great performance this year. Tyrone Ellis had an incredible year. Yeah, he has been a great player for us. I cannot deny that whatsoever. Let's move into the Pro Bowl week. Oh, shoot. I didn't look at our Pro Bowl players. Oh, well. Let's take a look at the early awards. I haven't really been looking at this, but I feel like this might have been the first year we might have somebody. Offensive Player of the Year. Denzel Boston finished his 2nd. to Jamar Chase with Ashton Genty in second. Defensive Player of the Year, Drew Tranquil comes in second. Tyrone Ellis, your Offensive Rookie of the Year with our backup running back coming in second. Nobody on defense. Best QB, our quarterback is seventh. Best running back, our guy's second. Best wide receiver, our guy's second. Best offensive lineman, didn't have anybody. Drew Tranquil had a really good year. A year to build on. I'm very happy with that for year two. Definitely exceeded my expectations. Like I said, I wanted to have a team that could potentially compete by year three. And looks like that's what we have here. We got a bunch of these coaching points. So hopefully these coaching things that I keep just randomly buying are coming in handy. I'm just not a massive fan of this managing coaching system. I mean, it's nice if I'm playing every week, but in terms of all of this, it's just not my favorite. Got 148 million in cap room. And Ashton Genty, we are going to take your fifth year option. Jackson Powers Johnson, I want to give you a massive deal. Okay, you don't accept. I'm going to franchise tag you. Cody Barton, I'm not going to bring you back. Malik Harrison, I'm not going to bring you back. A lot of these players I'm good with walking. I'm realizing that a lot of our cap room just came back because we got rid of Gino. Or Gino's going to be off the team. Let's take a look at this free agent. I want to take a look at the lineup first and then take a look at free agency. What's our offensive line look like at this current stage? Gonna move Tyler Steen to left guard. Happy with this offense. Our quarterback's playing up to a 94 overall. Would love to kind of see Dante Thornton get more involved in the offense, but I might just need to kind of let that part of the offense go. Secondary, honestly, or just overall defense needs to get better. I think I can kind of leave our offensive line alone. Or at least I can be comfortable leaving the offense alone. Should be able to just build on this. Jahmyr Gibbs, 99 overall, is the top player available. Xavier McKinney is available. This is the best draft class, or this is the best free agency period we've had. We are going to throw an offer on Xavier McKinney immediately. We've got a bunch of players I'm interested in. Cooper DeJean, another guy I'm interested in. We only have a 3-year window, and our quarterback won't need to be re-signed during any of it. So I just don't love giving Xavier McKinney this much money, and he's 29. I mean, maybe we'll take away this offer for now, but we're gonna keep looking. Cooper DeJean, definitely want him. We're gonna also want to beef up. Let's go position by position. Nobody at QB that we're particularly interested in. Jahmyr Gibbs is tempting if we didn't have what we already have. Adonai Mitchell is your #1 wide receiver in this class. Don't really need a lot of help at receiver. Tight end, don't really need anything there. Offensive line. Joe Alt could be a decent upgrade. And this would give us room to trade Colton Miller. If we could get Joe Alt on a massive contract, does this put him at the top of our interest? It does. John Simpson, former Raider. Don't feel the pressure for the rest of these positions. Titus Howard. Name I haven't heard in a while. Defensive tackle is definitely something we need to address. Jonathan Allen, I'll give you a 2-year deal. Gonna be spending some money, definitely pushing some of the chips into the middle here. Trying to see if we can make a overall push. Tommy Eichenberg's top linebacker. We might miss out on We might miss out on Xavier McKinney for the interest of getting some other guys. I mean, who all have we targeted? I mean, we're going to send it for all of these guys. And we got all 5. This is actually huge. If somehow Xavier McKinney's still there, I was going to go for him. Are there any other players that I really want that are towards the top of the board? We did just spend a lot of cap on... we got rid of a lot of our cap room with these upgrades. But... overall, I don't think I can regret what we ended up going up with. I mean, Joe Alt, I mean... even if I keep Colton Miller as an instant upgrade over Charles Grant, maybe I do move Joe Alt to right tackle and we trade away Charles Grant, try to get something for him. Getting to that part of the career where, you know what? I do think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything I can get for Charles Grant. Is there anybody that has green interest? Or, you know what, let's get offers. Let's see what we can potentially get here. We're gonna trade Charles Grant to the Rams for Jerzan Newton. Hopefully a young piece of defensive tackle that can help bolster us for years to come. In terms of Drew Aller, what can we get for him? Not loving our offers here. I want to see what team potentially needs a QB and can afford Drew Aller. Looks like the Colts couldn't use a QB. Riley Leonard. Give me a third for Drew Aller and I'd be happy. Don't want to be kind of outrageous here, but I like those 2 moves right away. It definitely helps the interior offensive line. We can maybe focus a little bit more on linebacker in this draft period. Went ahead and simmed us to the draft. We have picks 26 and 32. Courtesy of the Bills. In terms of what we can use here, we could use the best defensive player available. We should know a lot about the D tackles, and this seems like a usual sight for me when it comes to trying to scout talent here. Is there anybody that's kind of like off the charts here? Rank 25, we've got pick 26. We're going to go and draft this strong safety. He's got an A, 37th in true value. We took him at 26th. Does have hidden dev. That's all that matters to me. And then in terms of pick 32, what is available to us? We don't really need edge. At least I would like to think that we don't. Probably going to take this defensive tackle in day 2. Is there a linebacker? This guy, you know what? We're going to go and draft him. 85th in true value. Took him at 32. He is hidden dev. We'll take the pieces we can develop. We need our defensive tackle to still be there at pick 58. Which hopefully he should be there. There were a lot of guys. All right, cool. We're going to draft this fella. Help us out. 26th in true value. Took him at 58. No hidden dev. That's brutal. What do we have for us potentially in the 3rd round? We've got 4 picks inside of the 3rd round. And you know what? I'm not going to make any of them. My main things were getting some pieces on defense. And we got those. So let's sim out the rest of this draft. Let's see what we got, and let's get prepared for what could be a good season 3. Not a lot of cap room over our heads here, but let's take a look at this draft recap. A lot of good overalls here. Drafted a tight end that seems to be fairly solid. We got a lot of players coming in to help out this team, and I am excited about that. We're at the point where I'm probably not gonna focus on weekly training or training camp at all. Gonna be more so focused on adjusting this roster and getting us prepped for this upcoming season. We need a backup quarterback. I can grab that. Gonna have a ton of wide receivers in here. Not sure how we did in the regular season or in the preseason, but we're at the point where I feel like we have the team, so I kind of just want to keep managing the team. Gonna adjust our depth chart for the upcoming season. We got our quarterback, running back like this. Again, I do still want to try and get Dante Thornton more involved. I know I'm definitely exerting a lot of bias there. Looking at this situation, I'm happy there. I want Darian Porter to see more snaps potentially. Same thing with Chandler Rivers. We'll go with the younger guys. Slot wide receiver, definitely going to keep Boston in there, but let's get Thornton in there as well. And we are going to try and see if we can get Crosby and Ruben Bain to perform how I would like them to. We're okay with this. I'll see you at the midseason mark. At the mid-season point, we're 3-4 again. Same as last year. And I'm a little concerned as to why. I would have thought we would have been a lot better. And I'm really curious to know what the situation is. Ellis appears to be doing good yet again. Yeah, 15-5. Genty kind of in the same range. Receiving situation looks good. Offensive line seems okay. Defensive line seems to be producing, not really getting picks. Good tackles for losses. What's going on? What's our defensive rank? 27th. Not in love with that. We're 3-4 at the bye. What is our schedule bad? Lost to the Chiefs by 1 score, Saints by 1 score, Bengals 1 score. The only team to really beat us was the Jets. Hopefully we can bounce back and make the playoffs where I might have a little bit of an impact this time. We make the playoffs at 11-6. I'm happy with that. I wonder what exactly happened. How did our schedule go from the bye? And going on a nice win streak. Lose by 1 to the Seahawks. We'll take that all day, every day. Tyrone Ellis yet again. And the upper echelon of quarterbacks. 3rd offense, 16th defense. And Genty, another 1,200 yards season. Denzel Boston with another strong year. Not sure what happened with Dante Thornton. I'm going to guess he got hurt and then I wasn't able to get him into the depth chart again. Wasn't really looking to pay attention to that, but this is what I like to see. Ruben Bain, Jonathan Allen, Jersey Newton, Max Crosby, all with double-digit sacks. Nothing too impressive on the secondaries front, but I am happy with that defensive line. And let's... Oh my god, I'm trying to look at... I want this page. What is everything looking like? Seems like we got some guys with plus morale. Defensively, Jeff Alexander is a superstar dev. That's huge. Our rookie free safety is a star dev. We'll take all of these. We got our first playoff game against the Jags. Let's go ahead and we're going to play the moment. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Just looking to take a look and see how everything is going here. Had a little bit of trouble setting up the play now moments. Got a third down. We can jump into the game. I am interested in doing so. Got 3rd and 1. We get the chance to throw it to Dante Thornton. We get the first down. Genty goes on a 39-yard rushing touchdown to tie the game. Maybe I will leave this on fast. 2-minute drill. I'm going to let my team handle it. You know what? 2-minute drill. I am going to go and step in. Let's see what we can do here with this offense. I forgot I get to control everybody. I've been playing a little bit of college football, and I'm used to only being able to control the quarterback. So this actually could be a little bit of fun. Oh, that's a brutal pass for me. Intercepted. Don't know who that corner is, but definitely not coming in to help in this situation. Jacksonville's up by 14. We need something here. We're going to get tackled by Josh Allen. I'd love to make it further than the wild card round, but we're going to just have to see what we can do. Run up the middle with Genty, not able to get in, down at the 1. We're going to run it one more time. Genty goes in. They want us to come in on defense to make a stop here on 3rd down. Let's see if we can help out. And we're able to get the stop. Free safety comes in, forces the incompletion. And we go down and score again. We get an opportunity for another 3rd down. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to send a blitz. We're going to be shadowing the running back. And we get a sack on 3rd down. Sheldon Solomon, let's go here. I'm going to skip the moment. Big drive to end the game. We got a 2-minute drill to come in, and let's see how we can impact. End of this game, we're going to get this to our number 1 wide receiver, Denzel Boston. And we are going to operate out of the hurry up here. I'm going to get this out to Genty for the first. We're up into their field goal range, or up into their territory. I'm going to audible, get Genty the ball. We're going to run up the middle. And Genty is up inside the 20, almost up to the 15, down at the 17. And we are deep in their territory. We just need to not do something stupid like turn over the ball. And we're smooth sailing. Wide receiver gets down to the 1. Not sure who that was. I think that's Dynami Brown. And we have an opportunity to shove this in for one last touchdown. And we do. We take the lead here in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's unable to score. We win 28-21. We got Denver here in the divisional. We are going to just do the same situation. We're going to step in if it seems needed. But overall, I'm going to let these moments keep playing out. Looks like we're up 14-10. 14-13. We're going to risk it. I am going to skip the moment. Denver goes up. We have 53 seconds to make a drive here. Let's see what we can muster up. I wouldn't mind seeing us make a Super Bowl run, but let's see what we can do against this Denver defense. And we are batted down at the line. Batted down again by Nick Benito. We got 3rd and 10 now. Need a play from one of our big playmakers. Got Jack Beck out on the outside. We overthrow the receiver. We are going down to 4th and 10. Are we going to be able to make it to the conference championship? Or are we going to be done again early this year? We get it to Denzel Boston. For some reason, possession catch it. And that is the game. Looking at the Pro Bowl week, our quarterback does make the number 2 spot. Genty as a running back. Our wide receiver doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Colton Miller gets in. Joe Alt gets in. Crosby doesn't get in. Jonathan Allen does. Kind of would have thought we would have had more guys making the Pro Bowl there. That's a little disappointing. Dallas and the Broncos are your Super Bowl contenders. Tyrone Ellis finishes 2nd in the MVP race. Ashton Genty 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year. No Jonathan Allen. Not really. Best QB, 2nd on that. Need to find a way past this this divisional round. Not excited for this upcoming draft. I'm probably not even going to look into it too much. We not looking forward to potential contracts that we're going to have to come up and deal with. Wait, I thought it said the Browns made the Super Bowl. Denver beats Dallas in the Super Bowl. We have a 91 overall offense, 87 defense. $139 million in salary cap. That must mean we have some expensive players to re-sign. First off, Brock Bowers, definitely want to be bringing you back. Glad we're able to get a deal done there. Ruben Bain, we're going to take your 5th-year option. Jackson Powers Johnson, I'm going to give you a 5-year deal, a little bit of extra money. Darian Porter, not able to bring back Dante Thornton. As much as I'd love to bring him back, Jack Beck, you might just end up being the guy. Darian Porter, I'm not too sure I want to bring you back. Actually, I will bring you back over Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes can walk. Caleb Rogers. Definitely want to bring you back for the remainder of the build. Diami Brown, I think we could potentially upgrade. Tyler Steen, I think we could potentially upgrade. Yeah, we're going to move into free agency. Let's see what we can get. What can we get to potentially set us over the hump? Quinn Miners. Definitely going to be somebody I pursue. Colton Miller. Why didn't it give me a chance to negotiate with you? That's really annoying. We've got a lot of good players on here. Obviously, Colton Miller, I'm going to want to attempt to bring back. Don't know why the game didn't want me to. Quinn Miners, I don't think blowing money on him would be my best move. Don't need a quarterback. Wide receiver, anybody up here stand out? It kind of bugs me that it didn't even give me the option. Charles Grant's here in free agency. Didn't even give me any sort of indicator that he was potentially going to be going. Don't really need anybody at edge. N'Kobe Dean at linebackers tempting. Same thing with Barrett Carter. We're going to try to bring in Barrett Carter. These are going to be the guys that I offer. Got Colton Miller back. Didn't get Barrett Carter. Maybe let's try and get Marte Mapu then. I'm not even going to be participating in the draft. I'm just going to go straight to the preseason. Well, I didn't want it to exactly bring me to the preseason. I wanted to see what we potentially drafted. I wanted to skip a lot of the hoopla and get right into the mid-season point. And we're 5-2 at the mid-season point. I can be happy with this. Let's see how our team is doing. Tyrone Ellis has been great this whole league so far. Genty's having a good year to start off. Jalen Noel is competing with Denzel Boston. But otherwise, it looks like we're spreading the ball around quite a bit. Offensive line, knock on wood, appears to be doing pretty good so far. Let's see how this defensive line is shaping up. Hello, Ruben Bain. Plan on showing up anytime soon. 4th offense in the league with the 16th defense. I'm not going to complain about that. We are just going to see what can happen. Let's see if we make the playoffs. 12-5 is our ending record. End on 2 losses. That's not what I love to see. Let's see what this playoff bracket was. The Broncos were the number 1 seed at 12-5. If we beat the Broncos, we would have been the 1 seed and had a bye. Let's see how our season ended up going. Tyrone Ellis has been an electric quarterback. Absolutely loving to see his production. Genty seems to be taking a step back. 3 1,000-yard wide receivers is crazy. Looks like offensive line played pretty well outside of Colton Miller. Max Crosby, 19 sacks. Ruben Bain does not play this year. 1 sack. I'm not sure how Zach Bryant got above him on the depth chart, but I don't know. I guess shit happens. But we're going to play the moments. I might play a few more moments than I have in the past. But we are on Super Bowls in our sights, so we are going to go for it here. 7-7 early on here. Going to keep skipping some moments. Looks like the Patriots are doing well. Are we not even going to get a moment to jump in? Want to keep the drive alive here. Going to try to see what we can do. Got 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 down by 11. See what we can get done here. Try to get this to Jack Beck. Intercepted by Barrett Carter. The player we were trying to pick up in free agency picks us off. And that likely ends off our year 4 playoff in any of our playoff hopes. We lose 28-10 to the Patriots. Looking at the yearly awards, Tyrone Ellis wins the MVP. We win Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, Jamar Chase. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. I'm rubbed the wrong way a little bit there. Falcons and the Patriots in the Super Bowl yet again. Let's see who can prevail. Falcons beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm a little intrigued to see who we're gonna have to re-sign. I mean, ideally we try to bring back everybody. At 101 million, Tyrone Ellis, we can kind of disregard, I guess. But we do have some heavy hitters here that we're gonna have to address. Genty accepts a deal. Denzel Boston is going to end up playing on the franchise tag. Max Crosby is back. Jerzan Newton is back. Do we have any money for free agency? Jameson Williams is in here. I mean, let me look at our lineup. Am I comfortable just running it back with this group? Our offense is largely the same. We're going to run it back. Wasn't really interested in any of the stuff going into the draft or anything. We went straight to the midseason. We're 5-2. We got some sort of receiver breakout. Let's see what this is. Jalen Noel. Oh, Jalen Noel. Let's hope you get that. I'm not going to adjust the depth chart for you to get that, but this is our all in year. We're in year 5. I don't want to know how I'm going to afford some of these players. How much cap room do I have? I got 47 million to afford both our quarterback and our number 1 wide receiver and Ruben Bain. It's just not going to happen. And maybe if we were doing a longer term rebuild, but let's see what we can do, and let's see if we can make the playoffs yet again and hopefully get this 1 seed. 10-7. We're in the wild card yet again. How did our team do? Our offense took a step back. Our quarterback missed some time, it looks like. Not sure what happened with him. Genty, yet again, missing the 1,000-yard mark. Not 100% sure what happened with this offense, but Max Crosby again goes for 19 sacks. Ruben Bain shows up again this year. I don't know. We're playing the moments. We're going up against the 9-8 Chiefs. I really hope we win this game. I am going to be playing a lot of the moments. We are in year 5. This is our last chance to go on and win us a Super Bowl. So I am going to be taking all the opportunities I can. And I think our way of potentially winning us a Super Bowl is going to largely rely on number 2. In my experience with this quarterback so far, I haven't been good with them. And Genty's off to the races with a 62-yard touchdown. Let's go, Raiders. Got an opportunity to jump it on 3rd down. We're going to see what we can do. We try to get that to Jack back in the back of the end zone. We throw a pick. I guess that's me just being a little too ambitious on that drive. The Chiefs have us tied up here. I know I said I was going to be playing more of the moments, but it wasn't. We were kind of even there for a while. That's a massive force out from Jeremy Chin. Both times we've had to come in on defense, our safeties has saved us. I'm referring to year 2 prior when I think we were playing the Jags. We're going to need to put together a drive, and we know exactly who I'm going to lean on for this. Is Colton Miller not in the game? Did he get a new number maybe? Yeah, he did. Oh, wait, no, that isn't even Colton Miller. I wonder what's going on with him. Yeah, Genty's going to be our main way of pushing this ball downfield. Not sure what happened with our offensive line, but Why has Genty only gotten 4 rushes? What is going on in this game? Are we only passing the ball? Genty's only gotten the ball when we've been in the game. That's ridiculous. This Genty train is rolling. I'm going to try and see what I can do out of play action here. Maybe Denzel Boston gets open downfield. Good catch by Jalen Noel. We're up to the 8 with Genty. And I mean, we're just going to keep hammering the rock. I don't know who this backup is. Reminds me of Ty Montgomery. 3rd and inches. Injury timeout. Chiefs are going down a player. Are we going to get Genty back onto the field? We are. Genty sneaks up for the first down. I'm going to keep hammering the rock. We're up to the 1. Not able to get it in with Genty. We're going to call our first timeout. Don't love this 3rd and 4. Try to give it to Denzel Boston to make a play to win us the game. Going to go for the field goal here. And we go up 13-10. We beat the Chiefs 13-10 to move on to the divisional. 10-7 Texans in the divisional round. We're going to do the same thing we did last game. Going to start out with Genty, see how hot we can get, and go from there. Henry To'o's an X Factor. Good for him. It appears we're still down our starting left tackle, which I don't love, but we are going to get this out to Jack Beck and go down. Dude, Denzel Boston was getting blocked like a motherfucker, dude. We got 3rd and 4. Are they going to expect the run? They're not. We're going to convert. This looks like a strong defense. I mean, I just see a lot of superstars up there, so I'm like a little cautious as to what I do. Not able to get the first there. Tried to do a deep shot to Jalen Noel. Not successful. We had Denzel Boston wide open. I'm going to run that again, see if I can get the same look. Massive play for Denzel Boston, #1 wide receiver. Going to keep this hurry up going. I want us to score, and I want us to get us. That's a brutal drop. I should have tried to throw that a little bit earlier. Massive drop by Jack Beck. We are going to go for it. This could be the difference of us winning and moving on to our first conference championship or not. And we score. Jack Beck touchdown. We go up. Need to make a big stop on this drive. I'm going to go in man, do a blitz here on first down. And I think that's Solomon Bacon going to get a tackle for loss to open up the drive. Need a big stop here. I had some opportunities to try and come in, but it looked like we were going to keep scoring. Big drop. Good job by our free safety. Got 3rd and 13. 4th and 6. Game is on the line. I'm sending a blitz. And we force the incompletion. We win 14-11. We're going to the conference championship. Our AFC championship matchup is against the Los Angeles Chargers. And so far, we're going blow for blow with them. I'm not going to intervene if I don't have to. We got 14-10. You know what? Let's go ahead and take advantage of this field. Let's score. Let's seal this away for us. We got 1st and goal from the 5. Late in the 4th. There's Jack Beck again. Good job, Raiders. We're up. We're going to be up by 11. Man, easiest game of the playoffs so far. We win 24-10 against the Chargers. We are Super Bowl bound, baby. Not sure if we have any extra theatrics for the Pro Bowl here, but we're in the Super Bowl. We're not going to have anybody. I didn't see who we play. And we played the Falcons. Shout out CM Freeze. 13-4 Falcons. It's the 10-7 Raiders. Already looked at our team stats. I mean, let's look at the yearly awards. Herbert's your MVP. No Raiders. Max Crosby 3rd on Depoy. Not our best year, but yet again, we're going to play the moments, and hopefully we can bring a 4th Super Bowl to Vegas. Well, 1st to Vegas, 4th to the Raiders. Stepping in for the first time late in the 2nd quarter, we're down by 7. With the way that this game's been going, I do feel like we need to step out. We are going to step in. We are going to go for it. And hopefully we're in Dallas' stadium. Hopefully we can get the first down with Genty. I'm keeping this drive alive. And our next moment has us a little further downfield. We've entered the red zone now. We're going to keep hammering the rock with Genty. Getting up inside the 5, down at the 5. And we are interested in scoring here. I'm going to pass here on a first down. Wanted to see what we can get. Not able to get anything there. I do want us to be a little bit closer. Failed to connect with Jalen Noel on 2nd down. I'm going to see about hammering it in here on 3rd. Got 4th and goal from the 2. 4th and goal from the 2. I feel like we have to go for this. We're going on our legs. We're going to scramble in. And Tyrone Ellis puts it on his, brings it in with his feet. Unfortunately, it looks like Atlanta's kind of running away with this, but opportunity here to try and get us back into the game. I'm going to throw this to Genty. Down at the 9. And running here with Genty here. Not sure why we were so slow. Only get a gain of 3. I feel like we should have been able to get a little bit more there. Our coach only wants us to throw play and call plays that are going to get us like 30 yards when we need 6. And we missed Genty. We try to get it to Genty. We throw a pick to Jesse Bates Jr. And that might go back for 6. It's not. But that might have... I guess our Super Bowl hopes are still kind of alive, even though the auto-draining clock just took away, like, the whole damn clock. We're going to try going deep for Jack Beck. Not going to connect. And with us not connecting there, we lose 20-10 in the Super Bowl. I mean, considering how scuffed this rebuild was, I initially thought I was going to be drafting Fernando Mendoza. I end up taking Ruben Bain. Take a quarterback number 1 overall in the next year's draft. He wins an MVP. I can't complain. I mean, we definitely turned the Raiders around. They're definitely not in the best financial situation. But, I mean, we got us to a Super Bowl. For me, I feel like this was successful. But in terms of the win a Super Bowl in 5 years, definitely not successful there. And, well, kind of just the name of the game, unfortunately. We weren't able to get us over the hump. We had a 95 overall offense. I just want to take a look at this lineup one more time. I mean, does it Quinn Miners potentially help us out? Colton Miller being out, does that help us? I mean, I don't know. I can't complain. I feel like we built up a pretty strong team, particularly through free agency over the draft. We had that one really good draft where we got Jeff Johnston, this defensive tackle. I mean, I guess we have done well to the draft. We got our quarterback, we got our wide receiver. I don't know. But what I do know is what team I'm going to be doing next. That would be the New York Jets. Hopefully, in that, we end up with a higher pick than we did with this. But I can't complain. I learned a little bit. I definitely have some things I want to change. But largely, I'm going to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, feel free to like, subscribe. You know what? Don't feel free. You should do it. I would appreciate it. That's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed. Take it easy. Peace.